you in this time of year when you know the season's approaching? How are you feeling?
Well, in this profession, it seems like from the last game of one season to the first game of next season, it takes like 6 years. So we're all anxious. This time of the year, guys get tired of playing against each other and practicing against each other. You're always anxious to see a different uniform show up.
You guys were working hard to try to get this team made up the way you wanted it to be with what you had and the time you had. How do you feel about the makeup of this team and what you have going into the year?
I really like it, to be honest with you. We got a good mix of returning guys who have a lot of experience, and we got some new guys who we feel like are going to help. It was kind of a scramble because we got here so late in the summertime to sign the players we did. I think we signed 18 or 19 guys in about 4 weeks, which is really hard to do and at that time of the year. So it was my assistant coaches were road warriors there for an entire month, but I think it's paid off. We said it was late getting started, but we feel pretty good about this team.
Knowing what you know about the Big 12, how do you feel this team will? I mean, they're going to be underdogs, obviously. How do you feel they're going to stack up against the competition?
Well, like you said, I think there's not going to be a game in this conference that we're going to play where we're not the underdog, which just to me presents a great opportunity. It's whenever you're the underdog, you always have something to play for, and the other team has a chance of having a letdown. So we're in a position to do some good things if we show up to play, which I think we're very capable of doing.
What are good things then? I mean, what's the standard of success as you go in?
Well, I think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build a program. Our goals are not to have one good season and here and there, but when you're trying to build a program, you got to. Good seasons are just a part of it. It's academics, it's travel, it's how guys act on road trips, it's community, it's fan support. If you want to have excellence in your program, the wins and losses on the field are just a part of that. But so that'll come in time. We know that, but we're excited to change the entire culture here, and we're off to a great start doing that. And again, we haven't taken the field yet with this new team and this new staff, so that's going to be a whole different page in the book. So we'll see how that goes once we get started.
Can you discuss some of the off-season pitching program changes that they went through?
Well, I don't really know what they did prior to us coming here, but I do know that we've, maybe have the best pitching coach in the nation. Derek Matloff came from Texas State, and if you were to look back at their stats at Texas State and the pitchers they ran through that program, they really overachieved with kids that weren't recruited by Texas and TCU and Texas A&M. So he's got a great history of developing pitchers, and I've had a lot of success with pitchers at TCU. So that's been our emphasis right now, because if you can't pitch, you can't win. So we're trying to do everything we can to change guys around, make some adjustments here and there, and give us a chance to compete.
Heard some of the guys talking about offensively. You've got an aggressive mindset, steal bases, hit and run. You see this team being successful with putting the ball in play on a hit and run, and maybe letting that be a form of success for you this year?
Yeah, when the bats changed 2-3 years ago, it changed the entire game of college baseball. Home runs are way harder to come by now. We play in some parks in the Big 12 that you guys don't know this, but I do, that it's hard to hit the ball out of those parks. Texas and TCU, it's really hard to hit homers, so you got to create some offense. And with the kids we have in the lineup, we've got a chance to do that. We've got some kids that can run and handle the bat, and I'm pretty excited to see these guys play. We actually have some depth on offense too. Our biggest problem right now, I think, is we're going to have a good offensive player sitting on the bench when I post the lineup. So that's a good problem to have, and we'll be able to do some different things with matchups and that type of thing. So I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I think we have a chance to. It may not happen right out of the gate because of the way we're practicing right now and being indoors, but eventually when this team catches its stride offensively, I think we can do some good things.
How about the schedule and all the time you guys are going to spend on the road? I'm sure you've been asked a lot about that, and everywhere you've gone. But how's that going to play into this team, and is that going to be a factor at all?
Oh, it's definitely going to be a factor. This is what we're preparing to do. I'm not sure, but it may be unprecedented in college baseball with the travel that we're facing, with our home conference games being 2.5 hours away from home. I know some teams have had to play some home games in pro parks locally, but we literally leave Morgantown every Thursday to get on the road. So it presents a lot of challenges from an academic standpoint, from a fatigue standpoint, from strength and conditioning and nutrition. You got to stay on top of all those things, which is part of our program. But I tell our guys all the time, if you know you got a big challenge going into it, you can prepare for it. And we have prepared them for the challenge with the unbelievable amount of travel. And to me, that just presents an unbelievable opportunity for us. Great stories are only written by teams who have had a lot of adversity and a lot of obstacles, and we're definitely facing that. It's not like the Texases and Oklahomas and TCUs. They're expected to go to the College World Series every year. So if you ever go into a season and you don't have those expectations from a lot of people, it creates a tremendous opportunity to overachieve. So our guys are really excited about that. I'm excited about that. Great stories could be written about this team if we do great things this year. So we know that going into it. We're trying to prepare accordingly, and I think the guys are all fired up about that opportunity.
Do you think this new recruiting class can have an immediate impact on the team this season?
Yeah, for sure. I think, but like I said, we've got a good mix. Some of the new kids are going to contribute right away, but I like the returning players in this program too. They bring some experience, which you have to have at this level. Talented teams in this league don't win. Talented, experienced teams win. So you have to have experience, and we've got some of that. When you have some older experience in the lineup, it gives you kind of a calming effect when things go wrong, and there's no way to get through a season without some adversity and some things going wrong. So I think the older guys in this program that have been around a while will give us that calming effect that really helps you later in the year.